over for the batting crowd. A lot of pressure.
Title. But bear down, make him earn it. Just like a guy pitching a no-hitter, make him earn it.
Right.
All right, foul off to the right of the plate. The other way of putting it, look, you're pitching a ball game. Don't worry about their fighting for a batting title.
Right.
You're fighting for a win. Marino on second, Hare on first. Don Mattingly loops it into left field for a base hit. And that loads the bases. Listen to the band.
This puts pressure on Winfield now. There it is. Oh, that's the way Mattingly was hitting all year. He got a little over anxious the last couple of weeks. Oh, Winfield gets the same kind of greeting as Mattingly did. In danger of losing that 15-inning shutout streak. And the crowd booed him. He came a little close to Big Dave.
Mattingly is hitting, what, 3.406?
Right. Went up a full point almost, huh?
Well, he went, let's just call it 0.2 of a point more than one. Bases jammed on that little looper to the left. Marino had to play it safe. So he's at third, Hare at second, Mattingly on first, and Dave Winfield, who right now is hitting 341 flat. There's the strike. 2-1 the count. So that he's 0.6 of a point ahead of Mattingly at this moment. There's Sparky Anderson.
He's got somebody loosened up in the bullpen already.
Captain Hook.
Oh,
that was a good breaking pitch. Hard slider.
Hit the corner twice.
Yep. Sid Mungie in the bullpen. He's been around, and everywhere he's been around when he's pitched against the Yankees, he's been kind of rough. 3 men aboard. Marino, Hare, and Mattingly. Winfield takes it inside, ball 3, full count. Randy O'Neill came up to the Tigers earlier this month. Will he take one for the team or be swinging? He's swinging. A one hopper to third. It's into the plate for 1 out. That's all. Bases remain loaded. Fielder's choice, force out at the plate. Evans to Castillo, forcing Marino. Hare to third, Mattingly to second, and Winfield to first.
I'm a little surprised he came home. They had a cinch double play. I don't know whether Sparky is happy about that. Uh-oh.
3.404.
And what was Mattingly?
3.46. Mattingly's 2 tenths ahead of him. Don Baylor up, hitting 258. Takes a pitch in there for a strike. I would doubt that Sparky's concerned, but the kid has not allowed to run.
That's very possible. That's why they might have done it.
They've already won the title. Winfield, as you see. There's a looper in the left center. It is going to be through. And you'll get 2 runs on that one. Hare comes in, and Mattingly, Winfield is third on a double by Baylor.
Mattingly played that very well, Mel. He was about halfway to third. He decided to stop because Lemon almost came up with that ball, and he'd have been doubled off. There it is. Now, you could see Mattingly had just stopped, and Lemon, great outfit, just under his glove.
With 1 out, he surely had to play it safe.
Yeah.
He didn't want the inning to be over. And knowing Chet Lemon's propensity for making great catches, Ken Griffey hits a bouncer. It's foul.
Oh, man, that was close.
Mike Riley made the call. It was close.
Because the ball bounced fair till it got near the bag, and I thought it went over the bag and then went foul. Look at it again. It hits fair. And then just barely.
Yeah,
That had to be fair.
You know, that took a little piece of the white out of that line, I thought. One strike on Ken. Outside, ball one, 1-1. I keep wanting to call him Ryan O'Neal, but he's a movie star. It's Randy O'Neal. Winfield on third and Baylor on second. Foul down the left field line, line drive. Outside. Baylor has 87 runs batted in right now. Winfield on third and Don Baylor on second. Another foul down the first base line. He's alternating with those foul balls. Down the first base line, down the left field line, back to the first base line. He's got his eye on the pitch. Going with the pitch. One down, 2-2 the count, 2 runs in. And Ken Griffey takes it low and inside, ball 3. Al Clark looks the ball over and leaves it in. Boy, you know, I feel really excited with goose pimples about this batting championship race.
Oh, man, it is exciting. Nobody's going to leave this park till they last 2 times at bat.
Griffey, it's a wild pitch, but it's also ball 4. Winfield scores. Over to third goes Baylor. The Yankees leading 3-0. A wild pitch on ball 4. Enabling the third run of the inning to come in and Baylor to move over to third. Winfield scored it.
This is a big game for the Yankees. If they win, no matter what the Red Sox do, they'll finish in a tie for third. And if the Red Sox should lose, they got third by themselves.
Right.
Quite a comeback.
Butch Weiniger hitting .267. There's a ground ball, it's like a double play ball. Brookins to Baker, on to Garbe. 3 runs for New York. 3 hits. 1 left on, and at the end of the first inning, Yankees 3, Tigers nothing.
Intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Yankees and Sports Channel is prohibited. Announcers on this telecast are selected by Sports Channel and approved by the New York Yankees.
Squeeze that lemon. Strike 1. You saw the sign up. Go Yankees, go. Final game of the year. Chet Lemon takes it inside. It's 1-1. So there are 2 situations that we're interested in. Hoping the Yankees can finish third. And the other, the batting championship. Good fastball from Dennis Rasmussen. 1-2 the count.
If it's possible, I'd love to see them finish in a flat-footed tie for the batting crown.
Yeah.
That would be...
Are either one of them flat-footed? No. I'm just curious. You might. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No, that would be great, you know, because they have really put on a show. A high foul out of play off the handle of the bat. You know, talking about batting championships, boy, through the years, the Tigers have had so many. One man alone won 12 of them.
Ty Cobb.
9 in a row, then Tris Speaker beat him. And then he won 3 in a row after that. Outside per ball. Talking about batting champions, there's one right there. It's on the right, in the Bobby Murcer. Inside for a ball.
He won the batting championship?
No, we just now gave him the title.
Oh,
he didn't really. He didn't. He didn't really win it. I thought he was talking about. There's a high fly ball to straightaway center. Marino. One away. Now, the other batting champion is the one in the middle. I've got the red shirt on. And the old-looking fella on your left is Jimmy Hunter. The one in the middle hit 324. Never forget it.
No, neither will I.
It took him half of his career to hit 324. Now, he hit it all in 1950. He got the MVP. The most valuable, the most valuable player. Tom Brookins with one strike. Let-up pitch from Rasmussen. You know, I don't know whether they're here today, but
Bill White.
There's Bill White.
He had some 300 years.
Yep. Got a lot of gold gloves playing first base. We got batting champions all over the place. There's a line drive to left. Griffey going back. He's not going to get it. It's off the wall. It'll be a two-bagger for Tom Brookins.
What a ball got out there in a hurry.
He really, if he'd gotten up under a little bit more, it'd been the seats.
Yep. Look at this. Up around the letters. He creamed it. I still think Brookins is going to play a big part in the playoffs and/or World Series if the Tigers get in it. He's not had a great year, but a solid year.
Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker, that's his favorite seat.
He's having a little lunch left over from yesterday's game.
Listen, I don't know whether the Tigers are doing their game, but they got two bona fide batting champions.
Yeah. I was just about to say that a moment ago. There's a strike. If they're here today, I don't know whether they're televising it. They're just on race, so they're not here. But we were talking about Al Kaline and George Kell.
Right.
The Tigers also had...
How about Harry Heilman? Was he with
He won 4.
Wow.
21, 23, 25, and 27. He just picked every other year. He must have had a bunch of 2-year contracts. Let-up pitch is high. Do you know that Babe Ruth had 393 one year and did not win the title because Harry Heilman batted a little over 400?
Uh-huh.
But then Babe came back the next year to win the batting championship for New York with a 378 average. Low outside.
You know, that is amazing when you talk about the late, great Babe Ruth. Such a tremendous home run hitter, and they hit for that high an average and lifetime average.
342 lifetime average.
Swinging that hard. Lou Gehrig wasn't too shabby either.
340.
Wow.
And he won a batting title.
Yep.
Joe DiMaggio won 2. George Sternwise, Mickey Mantle in 56 when he won the Triple Crown.
Mickey's the last one to do it.
Yep. High, ball 4. Darrell Evans draws a pass. I thought I'd mention the name of the man who was batting. We got so many other champions we've been picking out here. I won the batting championship of the annual Writers outing.
Oh, you used to be a great player up in Bear Mountain. I remember
won
that.
MVP, which Dick Young presented. I got 4 hits and 3 times at bat, which nobody's ever done before. There's a strike. It's easy to win the title when you just play 1 game a year. I got 2 doubles that day. How could I ever forget that? There's a pitch high and away. You know, the first 3 innings of that game, we played without a ball. We just went through the motions. Curve is over. Little roundhouse. Oh, it's interesting how the fellows that get out there and really go to town.
I've seen some
and then the
pretty bad injuries.
Yeah, I was going to say, next day they're all in bed, sick, hurt. Marty Castillo fouls it off to the left of the plate, hitting .237. Yankees leading by a score of 3-0. First half the second, one out. Tom Brookins on second, Darrell Evans on first. Castillo fouls it back up onto the screen. Castillo led Tiger AAA Farm Club in homers and RBIs in 1981. Curve in tight. 2-2 the count. Wind's got to be a factor here today because it's blowing right in to us and we can feel it.
Yep.
The flags are not dancing around too much up high. That's a fastball that's got him. Change the speeds on him.
Good fastball. Swung right under it, a couple inches.
You know, anytime you can change your speeds, you got a chance to get that man out pretty well.
You know, that's an interesting point you brought up, Mel. A lot of people think that changing speeds means to throw from fast to slow. But if you're throwing a lot of off-speed pitch and then throw a fastball, that is definitely a change of speed.
Slow curve over, strike one. Pal Rizzuto goes over to get a hot dog wrapper. It blew out onto the field. And he made an error. He didn't. He had to make 2 grabs at it.
A little mustard on it, a little
Yeah.
slippery.
High fly ball down the right field line. Could drop, and it is going to drop. And we'll get 1 run in. A looping single to right for Doug Baker. Scoring Tom Brookins and sending Evans to third. And it's a 2-1 ball, a 3-1 ball game in favor of New York. See Evans there at third. Alex Graham is the coach. And here's that little looper to right, Phil.
Yep, he hit it on the top part of the bat. And as Mel said, the wind is holding that ball up. Winfield just cannot get to it. Keeps it from going in or a fan grabbing it and holds it to a single and 1 run.
In this case, we'll call it Windfield.
Yeah, very good.
Rusty Kuntz flied to left field in the first inning. High outside, ball 1. Actually, more of a high liner.
Yep, hit the ball real well.
Dennis Rasmussen on the mound for New York. Runners on first and third. There's the fastball. Got the inner part of the plate for a strike. Levels the count off at 1-all. Uno et uno. Tell you what that means before you go to Rome, Phil. Curve in tight.
Even I knew that one. 1-1.
I don't know whether you're going to stay with the Friends or not, but if you do stay at the Excelsior, good hotel. I'm not plugging it, but I remember I picked up the phone the first time I was there. There's a strike, 2-2. And the operator says, pronto. Well, every time I'd ever heard that, I thought that meant hurry up, you know. But I found out that just means, yes, what can I do for you? In Mexico, it means better hurry. Foul back out of play. Of course, it sounded to me like she said pronto, you know, but then I began to get the subtle nuances. Pronto, is that right?
Beautiful.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 3-1 New York, top of the second. Evans on third, Baker on first. And he fired it by him. Fastball tailed away. Struck him out. 1 run for the Tigers. 2 hits and 2 left on. 10 of an inning and a half. The score. The Yankees 3, the Tigers 1.
Begin their championship pursuit. Well, the answer is not trivial. It's Sports Channel, where in October you'll find the Isles and Nets making their season debuts, and the premieres of such exciting series as Sports Probe and NBA Weekly. Championship Pursuit, played in October only on Sportschannel.
All right, Scooter.
Look at this.
Opening
They're
day,
rushing the
1985.
season.
And here's Pags. Mike Rizzuto. 7 homers, 34 RBIs. Hitting just about 240. Inside.
Last 2 weeks, Pags has had his problems hitting that ball for base hits.
He's been trying to pull the ball a lot more.
Yeah.
Outside. You remember when Charlie Keller first came up?
Yes.
He hit the ball to left field a lot, and they hit something like 330 at 12 homers. Different story the next year. Pags fouls it into the Yankee dugout. Over the winter and the spring training, I got him to change his stance a little bit, so he pulled the ball more. Remember the following year, he hit it like 280, but he hit 30 homers.
Oh, I tell you, he was a team man.
Curveball struck him out.
Joe McCarthy wanted more power and RBIs from him, and he got it, but the batting average suffered. Didn't bother Charlie.
Well, when you're batting, see, he batted third or fifth. Henrik DiMaggio Keller, for the most part. If you can drive in the runs, Andre Robertson takes a strike. Batting 280, 2.8 hits every 10 charged at bats, close to 300.
Yep.
And if you can hit 30 homers and drive in some runs, I'd rather have that than hitting 330 and just the 12 homers.
Right.
Nothing in one the count. That is as a team.
Yeah.
The individual might feel differently. A 1-1 count. See Robertson duck that pitch. He didn't have to. It was so high anyway. Andre hits a ground ball to third. Evans to Garbe. What will the starting lineup be as you look into the Yankee dugout and see Lou Piniella there and Butch Weiniger? Guidry, number 49. Is he saying goodbye already to Yogi?
Yeah, he's all packed.
Yeah.
Ready to go down to Louisiana, do a little alligator fishing.
Saying so long to Foley. That'd take the rest of the ball game. Yeah, it was funny what Foley did yesterday. He got thrown out before the ball game got started.
It was sad to walk through the parking lot and see every car loaded with clothes and things. They're going to scatter to the far ends of the United States when this game is over.
O'Neill got a strike over to Marino. Hard slider inside. 1-1 the count. You know, I didn't know Foley had that little bit of flake in him.
Oh,
Getting
man.
on the umpires because he didn't rub the balls up. That ball is fair down the first baseline. And is he going to go for 2? No. Fast fielding by Rusty Kuntz. A good ricochet off the barrier. And Marino is held to a single. His second straight. And here's Toby Harrah coming up. Can you imagine players sitting in the dugout, the umpires come by, and he waits, of course, until they get the lineup cards.
Yeah.
Then the umpires are in charge. So they didn't like the way you rubbed the balls up.
He should have done it before they got the lineup cards.
They could have done anything to him. Unless he'd gotten into the game and they'd taken advantage of some situation. There he is as of yesterday.
Yogi let him go up. That was nice. Go up and tell him, look at the old finger. Now watch Garcia. He kind of salutes him or tips his hat at the end of it.
In tight. 1 ball, no strikes. There it is again.
Yeah.
This was after he'd been thrown out. He walks up to have his say.
There he goes. Tips his hat. Thank you very much.
Okay. See you next year. No extra charge. He probably says, you know, if you call, give me some good calls, I'll rub the balls up for you. Fastball misses. 2 balls, no strikes. Yankees leading 3-1, and in the race for the batting championship, we just looked in. Mattingly got a hit in the first inning, and Winfield didn't, and Mattingly is leading him by like 2/10 of a point, if you want to put it that way. There's a bounce to the third, bobbled momentarily by Evans on the Garbe, and that retires the side without a run. There was 1 hit, 1 left on, then of 2 innings. The Yankees 3, the Tigers 1. In the first of the third, the Yankees leading 3-1, and for the Tigers, Barbaro Garbe, who singled to center in the first inning, took a strike. This time fouls it back to the screen, and it's strike 2. When we were talking about batting champions, I just had to flip something over to double check. Tigers have had 22 champions.
Wow.
Not 22 different people, but 22 times they've had the man that led the league. There's a liner to short. Ty Cobb had 12. Harry Heilman 4-16. Heine Manouche 17. Al Kaline 18. Gehringer 19. Harvey Keene 20, and George Kell and Norm Cash make 22. Cash was the last one, 1961. I never thought of him as a batting champion.
Nope.
Out there, he did a lot of homers. I mean, in that ballpark.
Yeah, that's true.
1 ball, no strikes. Three to 1, New York. First to the third. Larry Herndon takes it inside. 3 balls, no strikes. A one-time San Francisco Giant. He came to the Tigers last year, didn't he?
Might have been the year before.
Played for the Cardinals, too. There's a strike. 3-1. He's hitting .278 with 7 homers, 43 RBIs. He's on, ball 4. Second straight time he's walked. Dennis Rasmussen's 3rd pass issued in this game.
By the way, the 1985 Yankee schedule is now available. They're going to start a week later and end a week later next year. You can get one of them by writing to Yankee Stadium, care of the Public Relations Department, Bronx, New York, 10451. Opening day is Tuesday, April 16th against the White Sox.
Parrish fouls it back for a strike. Fly to left field in the first inning. American League All-Star. Tiger leader in RBIs with 98. Let up pitch high. He started to try and time that one, but it was way out of the strike zone. 1-1 the count.
Seen the paper today, it looks like Joe Torre might get the axe for letting Negro go this year down in Atlanta.
There's a roundhouse curve in there for a strike. You know, at the latter part of the game after you had left, I went to check some scores, and I saw this squib where Turner, Bill White was on. I said, I just saw this. Ted Turner said to Joe Torre, be in my office Monday morning at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
It was a quote, and that was all there was to it, but it didn't sound good.
Well, in today's paper, they had a write-up saying it was the most stupid thing that he has ever had a hand in. And that's pretty bad.
Well, if he had a hand in, that makes him stupid.
They always leave themselves an out. He said he listened to Joe Torre and Bob Gibson.
Yeah. Well, I think I'd like to know a little bit more about it. There had to be a little bit more to it. Chet Lemon fly to center field in the second inning. High and away for a ball. You know, the Tigers haven't made too many deals, but this is one of their better deals that they did make. Got him from White Sox.
Solved that center field problem.
Yeah. Lemon missed that pitch, was right in on his fists, or just above his fists, around the wrists. A pitch that's on your wrist is not far from being on your fist, if you insist. I just missed, and I will desist, Don. Fastball high and away. 2-1 the count on Chet Lemon. Boy, in the last at third, you got Mattingly leading off and Winfield to follow. And batting race title really fired up. There's a base hit to left field. Stopping at second, Larry Herndon. Chet Lemon lines a single to left.
Second baseman, Tom.
That's the fourth hit off Rasmussen. Brings up Tom Brookins. He got a one-out double to left in the second inning. Was driven home eventually by Doug Baker. 3-1 New York. We're in the third. They're 2 away. There's a bouncer down to Mattingly. He outruns him to the bag. And the side is retired. No runs. 1 hit and 2 men left on at the end of 2.5 innings. The Yankees 3, the Tigers 1.
Well, it's been a wonderful season for us baseball fanatics. The Yanks surged in the second half. The Cubs proved they could break the jinx. And the Padres are looking for their first ever pennant. Look ahead to the playoffs Thursday at 7:30 on the pennant chase, only on Sportschannel.
All right, Scooter, and here's Don Mattingly, who singled to left in the first inning. Takes a curve inside for a ball. He's currently leading Winfield by 0.2 of a point. 340 and 6. There's a line drive to right field. Base hit. He's going to go for 2. Here's the throw, and he may get him. No, it not. It was wide away. Listen to the crowd.
Oh, I tell you, he stroked one to left, clean one to right. Now Winfield, as we look at a standing applause for Don Mattingly. Watch this swing. Out in front, oh, beautiful. 3-4-1-7 for Mattingly now. Boy, he ripped that. Kuntz's throw offline or would have been close. Now Winfield's really got the pressure, Mel.
Yes, sir. Dave grounded to first in the first inning. Don Mattingly, as you just saw, is hitting 341-7, almost 342. Winfield takes it low and inside. So Mattingly started out behind Winfield today, 339-4. He carried out to the 4th place, and Winfield 341 flat. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Like to see him get something to swing at.
Yep.
So would he, of course. Foul off to the left of the plate. Incidentally, when Mattingly got a hit in the first inning, that was his 600th at bat. And surpasses Winfield's 1983 team high most charged at bats. And Dave Winfield trying to get back into this batting race right now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Steps out because O'Neill had stepped off the rubber. Now he's back in, digging in. Mattingly on second. And Winfield takes it outside. Ball 3. A little grumbling from the fans. They want to see Winfield get a shot and connecting with that ball.
You know, with that double, Mel, according to what Larry Parrish does down in Texas, Winfield now leads the American League in doubles. Mattingly, I'm sorry.
Took ball 4.
Mattingly leads the American League in doubles. What a year.
You know, I know some batters might have just swung at that pitch.
Yeah. Listen, that's discipline. That walk sometimes as good as a hit.
Right.
Mattingly's got a couple of more at bats. So does Winfield.
And the Yankees are battling for third place. Last game of the year. Don Baylor takes a strike. Well, I tip my hat to Winfield. It just shows you the class that he has as a team man and leader.
Yep.
So's Don Baylor, who doubled in the first inning, takes it low and outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. That walk, of course, leaves Winfield with a .340 average. Don Baylor, the batter. Mattingly on second, Winfield on first. A high fly ball to medium right, and the wind holds it up, and Brookins goes out, and the infield fly rule at the last moment was called by the first base umpire, Mike Riley, because the wind caught that ball, and he had to hold up to see whether it was going to go out far enough to where he couldn't call it, even though Brookins was looking up at the ball. Now he calls it an infield fly. Usually they call him right away, but he couldn't afford to do it.
No, it might have been foul.
Ken Griffey takes it outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Young Randy O'Neill with a 2-0 record for the Tigers came up. Was brought up from Evansville AAA League earlier this month. Fastball over for a strike. And the Yankees 3 runs in the first inning were the first runs that had been gotten off of him in some 15 innings of pitching. One away. Inside. Ball 3, 3-1. And the signal has gone back out to the Tiger bullpen. We had Sid Monge warming up a little earlier. The left-hander. Probably him again. Take a walk. That loads the bases. Mattingly moves over to third, Winfield down to second, and Griffey to first. 3 walks given up by Randy O'Neill. And brings up Butch Weininger, who grounded to second into a double play to end the first inning. 1 down. Weininger hits a bouncer to second. But the play has to be to first only. And Mattingly scores. You make it 4-1 New York. Weininger gets an RBI. One of those slow 2-hoppers.
Yeah, no chance for the double play there unless he'd have charged the ball and got it on the short hop.
Mike Pagliarulo struck out in the second inning. Winfield on third. Griffey on second. 2 down. Half-speed pitch up high, ball 1.
I just found out something, Mel.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to try it next year. I got a buddy of mine, Joel Globus, who's here today, who has a birthday October 9th.
Mm-hmm.
But he is celebrating for the whole month. He's written letters to
every day is going to be October 9th.
Every day is a birthday. Through the whole month of October. That's not too shabby.
Is he retired?
No.
He will be when that month is over. You remember that ad for tires, time to re-dash tire?
Yes,
Had the little kid with the candle?
Yep.
I don't know how old he is, but he can't celebrate for a whole month and not retire for a while. A high pop into very short left, the shortstop. Doug Baker makes the catch, and that retires the side. The Yankees picked up a run. They got one hit. And the score at the end of 3 innings of play, the Yankees 4, the Tigers 1. Phil, before Bobby Murcer takes over, there's the strike. I just want to tell you how much fun it's been working with you all year long on Sports Channel. You had a birthday last week, and I hope you celebrated every day all winter.
No, Mel, it was
See you opening day.
Great being back with you again.
Thanks a lot, Scooter.
Okay, Mel.
Our own Sports Channel Hall of Famer.
All right, Darrell Evans has the count of 0-2 on him. He walked his first time up. Yankees lead here 4-1.
I held my finger up to Bobby to say just a second, and I think he thought I was going to do another whole inning with you.
Well, that's
Yeah,
all right.
that's all right. I love that.
2 balls, 2
He's
strikes.
back there eating.
All right.
In fact, everybody's up here eating all kinds of food.
I tell you, Mel, it's great being with you again. A lot of folks are very happy to hear those melodious tones of yours again that were missing for so many years. He struck them out.
Here comes Bobby Murcer now.
All right, that's the 4th strikeout for Rasmussen.
I will spend the next hour telling you about Phil Rizzuto coming up in 1941 as a shortstop. Well, I better not do that right now. Here's Bobby Murcer.
All right, Mel, have a good winter. Here is Monty Castillo, ball 1. One and one. High and away. Foul back on the screen. 2-2. During these next few innings, we want to thank everybody who has made these telecasts possible and pleasant and enjoyable. Broken bat pop-up to Toby Harrah. He's got it. 2 away. Bobby Murcer's going to help me out on some of these. The technical directors are John Urban and Ed Kennedy. Bobby Murcer is going to help me with some of these.
I thought you were technical relief. Bruce Dalton.
Right.
All right, Bruce. Congratulations on a fine year and for helping us out anyway.
That's for sure. On video, we've got Paul Adams, Joe Tellerico. Oh, how could I mispronounce that name? And Alvin Saltzman. Oh, look at those cameras. Who's on top of the cameraman? Julio Costabile. Got to put his name first. Marino is there. And a 1-2-3 inning. At the end of 3.5, it's the Yankees 4 and the Tigers 1.
You better continue. There's Howard Johnson at third base. He takes over for Darrell Evans there.
Base hit up the middle. Looked good on that curveball.
Well, some National League scores, Scooter. Montreal 5, the Mets 4. And Darryl Strawberry has hit a couple of home runs in that ball game. Yeah, 25 and 26. A final in the first game of a doubleheader between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Pittsburgh came out on top 2-0. In the second game, it's Pittsburgh 6, Philadelphia 2. And Don Robinson picked up a save in the first game. He is now playing left field in the second game.
He's a good hitter.
And Mike Schmidt is playing first base for the Phillies. I mean, in the second game. So some strange happenings going on in Philadelphia. Cincinnati 4, Houston 0, and Pete Rose has taken over he's the all-time leader now in doubles as he.
Oh, he got another one.
Yeah,
huh?
he got another one. So Stan Musial used to hold the record. I think it was 726.
Wow.
That's what Pete Rose has now. So he's the all-time leader in doubles in the National League. Chicago, St. Louis at Chicago, and San Diego and Atlanta. It's Atlanta 3, San Diego 1 after 4.5. San Francisco at Los Angeles. That rounds out our scoreboard so far.
All right, here's Omar Moreno, who is 2 for 2. Throw didn't get Andre at first base. Strike one. Yankees leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th. One and one.
Well, to continue our thanks, the cameraman crew, Willie Hernandez. Now, that's not Willie Hernandez with the Tigers. That's Willie Hernandez, our cameraman.
All right.
And Danny Flaherty.
There's Willie right there.
Mike North. In the relief cameraman situation, it's Marty Race, Ross.
Race is right.
Race and Scott Phillips.
We forgot Louis Moulette and Mike Morceri, our cameraman, regular cameraman. Another throw to first. He almost looks like he balks. He doesn't take that right foot off the rubber.
How about in a slow-mo replay?
Oh, Arnold Weintraub. I tell you, those slow-mos are great.
And Peter Holmes. In the audio department, Mike Rose.
And Brian Panier. What's that Chiron? Chiron is what, Jim? Oh, that's the graphics that we see up there. Oh, we've got some of the Sports Channel people, too, Bobby Murcer. Can't forget them. Strike 3 and 2 to Omar.
Yeah, for Sports Channel, we'd like to thank, as a graphics coordinator, Claire Zachardy.
Okay. On transmission, we have June Marcel, John Barbieri, and Eileen Woodhull. Runners going, bounce to first, fair ball. No error on the play as it's unassisted put out at first base. Robertson at second. What else we got, Bobby?
Well, the master control, Rich Ferraro and Eric Singer.
Statistician is Mark Topaz.
Associate producer, John McComb.
Right.
Danny Regan.
And Ellen Rubinoff.
Was that a Social Security number?
Bouncer back to the mound, and they throw him out. Toby Harris out 1-3. Two away.
What is that?
Wait a minute, we got a phone number here.
Oh, okay.
Can't read that one.
I thought it was a Social Security number.
Well, here he is, Bobby.
Well, I tell you what, pressure is really mounting here at Yankee Stadium for the batting title, and Don Mattingly has jumped out of the box now with 2 base hits, and Winfield is now 0 for 1. So this bat right here, Mattingly's batting .341.66.
Another base hit. Holy cow. 3 for 3. Another double. He now definitely leads the American League in doubles for 44. Look at that. He's not happy. Slapping his hands together. Unbelievable.
3 hits for Don Mattingly in the ball game. He came in he was under Winfield in the batting department, and now he has slapped out his 3rd hit and his 2nd double of the ball game. Let's see, what is he hitting now? 342.8, and Winfield for this bat is batting 340.4. Boy, oh boy. Now Winfield, the way it stands now, it looks to me like Winfield cannot stand to walk.
No way.
He has to hit.
He's got to get hits his next 2 times up. Unbelievable. Now that's Mattingly of old. I mean, struck 1 hit to left, 2 down the line, and not jumping at bad pitches. Imagine the pressure on Winfield now.
Oh, a lot of pressure now on Dave Winfield.
Not many times you got a chance to lead the league in batting. 1-1.
Well, the only thing about it, Scooter, if you want to look at it this way, you at least know what you have to do.
Yep.
Because the guy in front of you is leading you. Depends on what he does. Depends on what you'd have to do.
Oh, man. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. one of the most exciting batting races that I can ever remember.
Me too. It's really the only one that I can remember that's been this exciting.
He throws his bat. They're going to have a tough time throwing him out. They'll never get him. Holy cow, that keeps it close. The old Dave Winfield throwing the bat at the ball trick, and they get the base hit.
Well, here it is again, and Winfield's been doing this all year long, throwing the bat and getting base hits out of it. You can see Howard Johnson had to take that high, slow hop, but not before Winfield was jetting down first base. Whew,
what is it now, Jimmy Hunter? This is... I can't stand this. I'm going to have to go home. Base hit. Mattingly scores. Winfield is going to score. And Baylor gets another double. 2 more RBIs. Yankees lead 6-1.
Scooter, Winfield is now batting .341.6 as we take a look at this double by Baylor, 2-run double. So now we'll go ahead and carry this out and let people take a look at Mattingly scoring, and Winfield with that great hustle scoring all the way from first base as Herndon delivers the ball back in the infield. 6-1 Yankees. Sparky Anderson is on his way to the mound. Now that's probably going to be all for the rookie O'Neill. There it is, Winfield batting .341.6, Mattingly .342.8. You can't have it any closer.
No way. Now neither one can let up. Mattingly looked like he had an insurmountable lead, Bobby. 3 for 3. And Winfield 0 for 1, but...
Attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
Doug Bear, it looks like, loosening up in the bullpen. Yep, that's who it is. Doug Bear coming on. Look at Winfield, I said it. They deserve a paid vacation someplace.
They
both
sure do.
Winfield and Mattingly. And I'll go along with them to make their itinerary out.
You'll be the traveling secretary.
I'll be the traveling secretary.
Trouble of it is, if they wanted something, they'd have to find you on a golf course.
Well, at least they know where I be. Look at this. Mattingly, he will not shave till it's over.
Well, the one thing about it, it's going to be over one way or another today.
Yep.
There it is again on the scoreboard. And the Yankees keep all the fans here abreast of what's going on and the totals. As we said, we take a look at the Yankee bench. Everybody's out there too. You know, normally on the last day, you don't see anybody on the bench. Now everybody's
right.
there. Everybody else is interested too on the Yankee ball club. So Doug Bear will take over, right-hander. 5-3 on the year, Scooter. 3.76. This is his 47th appearance.
He did a good job against the Yankees in the first game the Tigers won here. He's got a tough job. He doesn't get all the glory of Hernandez or Lopez.
Well, he really gets a little or no glory. He's just like the middleman.
Right.
He sets it up for the guys to get the glory.
That's absolutely right.
He's pitched 93 innings this year, given up 82 hits, 42 runs, and 39 of those 42 are earned. 36 base on balls and 56 strikeouts for Doug Bear. Well, it's a new season for the Islanders when they begin their championship pursuit. It's another Stanley Cup on the horizon. Find out Thursday, October the 11th at 10:30 on the Islanders, a look back and a look ahead. Then Saturday, October the 13th, it's their season debut when they challenge the Blackhawks, only on Sportschannel, the home of the home teams. Well, there's 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Yankees have already picked up 2 more runs. Don Baylor is on at second base. The first guy that Bear will have to face will be his ex-teammate. Check that. That's 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th innings the Yankees have picked up. Bear's ex-teammate Ken Griffey.
Oh, that's right. The old Cincinnati duo. Griffey has been up twice and walked both times, and he doesn't want to walk anymore. He wants to swing that bat and end the season. So the Yankees lead 7-1 in the bottom of the 4th.
Now it's going to get tough at the home plate, Scooter. You got to watch those shadows. You know, it's in between the hitter and the pitcher now, so that always adds to the problem of seeing at home plate.
Yep. Strike one. Boy, I tell you, these fans are really in on this batting race. They're happy the Yankees are leading 7-1, but they're just waiting for Mattingly and Winfield to come up again. Gets by the catcher. Bayless started and stopped. Marty Castillo. Two men are out. One on to Griffey.
Boy, this is just like Thanksgiving up here, isn't it?
It is.
I'm telling you. Look at the scuff mark on that baseball. That was what Tim Foley was arguing about yesterday.
That was, I tell you, that is a riot. Kicked out before the game starts.
I talked to Foley after the game. He really didn't moan that much about it. He just showed the home plate umpire. He said, look at this ball here, how black it is, how much you've rubbed it up. I mean, you couldn't even use that in batting practice.
Struck him out. So Bear comes in, gets the inning over, but the Yankees pick up 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and leave a man. At the end of 4, the Yankees 7, the Tigers 1.
There should have been another nothing.
Look at this. There goes Murcer. You missed your flight.
No.
Look
they
at
left
that.
early.
That was not a normal jet right there taking off.
Well, what was it?
It was.
It certainly wasn't a space shuttle. I know that.
Wait a minute. Rusty Kuntz pops it up. And Andre Robertson makes the catch. 1 man out. Now Barbara Ogabe, single to center, was picked off first and then lined hard to shortstop. Yankees leading 7-1. Strike one. Ogabe, really impressive. He's very relaxed, whether he's hitting at first or wherever they put him. Strike 2. He'll get some playing time.
Yeah, he certainly is going to get a lot of playing time. You know, to play this game, Scooter, you got to play loose and relaxed.
Yep.
You know, just like the old manager used to say in the minor leagues. He said, "Look, guys," he says, "you got to play loose and relaxed. That's the only way you can play this game. There's only one thing. One of you's got to go."
That's struck him out. Good curveball by Rasmussen. That's his 5th strikeout.
Look at it, and it's a big one. He was having problems getting that over.
Yeah.
First part of the game.
Larry Herndon has been up twice, walked both times. 2 out, nobody on. Foul tip held by Weiniger. Strike 1. One on one. There he is, leading the American League in batting, Don Mattingly. And there he is, just a little more than a point behind him. Base hit to left field. He hit that one one-handed. Griffey up with it. That's 5th hit for the Tigers. And now Lance Parrish, fly to left and struck out. He is looking to get home run number 34, and at the same time, with a runner on, his 99th and 100th RBI. Ball players like those even numbers, don't they, Bobby?
Especially when they're in the 100 range. And the 50 range.
No, that's true, but you take a kid hitting 299,
Yeah.
it's funny, they don't think of you as a 300 hitter, and the difference is one base hit.
Yeah, that's right. Or one walk.
One walk.
Or one sacrifice
that's right.
fly.
And it really is not fair.
Or one
hit by pitcher.
Hit by a pitcher, or one ground ball that the official scorer called it an error. It should have been a hit.
All right. 1-1 on Parrish. Two balls and a strike. I tell you, in the old days, George Weiss, who has passed away, if you say you had 98 RBIs, he'd say, well, you didn't drive in 100 runs. And right away, you'd lose $10,000, which was a lot of money in those days.
Try to cut you, right?
Yeah. So you should have drove in 100 runs.
He probably wanted to talk about how many men you left on base.
Yeah,
Scoring position. That's probably
they had
what they
everything down.
Not how many you drove in, but how many you left on base.
Nowadays, of course, you got your agent and lawyer to back you up.
Yeah.
2-2 on Parrish. Mattingly holding the bag against Herndon. Two balls, two strikes, two out. Yanks lead 7-1. Low, 3-2. Herndon will be running. Full count, 2 out. Struck him out. Oh, 6 strikeouts for Rasmussen. Nothing across. A man left on the base hit, and at the end of 4.5, the Yankees 7, the Tigers 1.
Sports Channel would like to congratulate Don Mattingly of the Yankees and Keith Hernandez of the Mets for their selection as the first recipients of Sports Channel's Most Valuable Player Awards for the Yankees and the Mets. It's been a wonderful season, and Sports Channel has been happy to share it with you. So here's to Keith, Don, the rest of the Mets and the Yankees, and most of all our fans. We salute Sports Channel, the home of the home team.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
Sid Monge, Scooter, is going to take over here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, look at this. Cora Rizzuto fan club.
How do you like that?
All right.
At second base.
It's about time.
Starting first.
Putting up with me all these years. All right. Butch Weiniger is hit into a double play and bounced to second. And in the left field, it's going to drop for a base hit. Oh, Butch, who does hit for a higher average batting right-handed, gets his first base hit.
Come to the last at-bats here during this ball game. Mattingly and Winfield might have to go to Butch Weiniger or a couple of these guys and say, look, can I borrow a hit this day? Or just let me borrow one hit from you, all right?
A base hit for Pagliarulo. And Weiniger's going to go to third. So Pags breaks out of his mini slump. Hard hit ground ball to right. He got it off a left-hand pitcher. First and third, nobody out. 2 pitches and 2 hits off Monge. And now Andre Robertson. Andre's bounced to third and single to center.
Monge, before coming into today's ball game, had given up 38 hits and 35 innings pitched. He's continuing to keep that average up.
He's more hits than innings pitched. That's not too good, especially for a relief pitcher. Ball 1. At one time, this guy could throw hard, couldn't he?
Yes, he could.
Two and 0. Three and 0. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded. I'll tell you one thing that the Yankee ball players are doing, they're getting on base a lot, and it could be that Mattingly and Winfield could each get up at least 5, maybe 6 times.
Maybe 2 more times apiece.
Yep.
You know they're going to be up at least 1 more time.
Oh, yeah.
And possibly 2 now. That could be advantageous to the guy that's not leading.
Right.
The more times he can get up, the better off he's going to be.
All right, Marino is 2 for 3. Single to center, single to right, and bounce to first. Strike 1.
Nelson Simmons, Scooter's now playing left field.
Right.
Scotty Earl at second base now.
All right, drive to a deep center. Lemon going back. He's going to get it. A run will score. And Pags tags up, and so does Robertson. Good heads up base running. All right. Sacrifice fly. Everybody moved up. An RBI for Marino. It's now the Yankees 8. And the Tigers 1. And Pags goes to third, and Robertson to second. And that's good because it keeps him out of a potential double play with Toby Harrah.
Tell you what, Chet Lemon had to go a long ways for that ball. That's what allowed those 2 guys to move up. Leininger scoring and Robertson tagging up, going to second base on that deep fly ball to center field.
All right, Toby Harrah has walked and scored, bounced to third, and hit to the box. Ooh, started to swing, almost got hit in the back foot. Ball 1.
Looks like Aurelio Lopez is now warming up in the Tiger bullpen.
Yep. Senior smoke. 8-1, the Yankees lead. 1-1. Make that 2 balls and a strike to Toby. 2-2 now. A bouncer up the middle, grabbed by Baker. He throws Harrah out, but another run scores. And now Don Mattingly will be coming up. Pags getting congratulations, and the fans are up again. Twice.
Batting .342.8.
Wow. A wild pitch. Nope, not a wild pitch. He blocked it, and Robertson could not come in. Before this inning's over and I leave, Bobby Murcer, I want to tell you how much I've enjoyed working with you again.
Well, it goes the same for me, Scooter, and I appreciate all the help that you've given me this year. It's been wonderful working with you, playing golf with you.
You moved it, you know, that golf, you're too tough in golf. Too tough.
Saw Winfield on deck.
2 balls and a strike. Now, Mattingly...
Look at Mungie. He's giving him side-on curveballs and everything.
And Mattingly can be selective here because a base on balls would help. Not that he's looking for one, but he doesn't want to swing at a bad pitch. 3-1. Barrett. I think Lawrence has done an outstanding job managing the Yankees this year.
Tell you what, they've had the best record in baseball since the All-Star break.
Oh, no. Popped it up. And Lemon coming on in the left fielder, but Lemon went a long ways to make the catch. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 5, it's the Yankees 9 and the Tigers 1.
Well, we go to the top of the 6th inning, and the Yankees out in front of the Tigers 9-1. Chet Lemon will lead it off here in the top of the 6th, and Chet the Jet is 1 for 2 this afternoon. Rasmussen with that big curveball misses inside, 1-0. Lemon has had a pretty good year for the Tigers. That's down low. Lemon batting .286 right now with 20 home runs and 76 RBIs. Swings and lines it down to the left field line, but it goes foul as a fan reaches out and makes that grab. 2 balls and a strike now. Bill White steps in. We've got a batting race on our hands.
Oh, you're
what was that
kidding.
last? Did you hear the last figure on Mattingly? Fly ball to deep center field. Marino is not going to get it. It's going to be up against the right center field wall, and Lemon will stop at second base. The ball gets by Hara, but Robertson's right there. That'll be the 2nd hit by Lemon this afternoon, and the 6th hit off of Rasmussen.
They're figuring out, Bobby, we'll give it to our fans as soon as we get it over here. Mattingly obviously is still leading.
Well, we just heard that Mattingly is now batting .342. As Scotty Earl steps in and takes a fastball high. Now let's see. .3422 is what the exact figures are. Winfield in his last at bat, 3.416. 2-0 on Earl. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Chet Lemon down at second base. That's up high, 3-0. That's in there, 3 balls and a strike. It's the first at bat for Earl this afternoon. He replaced Brookins in the last inning. Playing second base. 3-1 pitch is popped up on the right side into shallow right field. Winfield's there, and he makes the catch. There's 1 down. Lemon has to hold at second base. And with 1 down, now to bring up the switch hitter, Howard Johnson. This will be his first at bat this afternoon. He replaced Darrell Evans in the last inning at third base. Howard Johnson batting .249, 12 home runs and 50 RBIs. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Looks like Brian Dayette has gone in to play left field for the Yankees now. So Griffey will be out of the ball game, and Dayette will be in. Brian. That's in there. 0-2 now on Howard Johnson. No activity in either bullpen. That big curveball, and Howard Johnson was lucky just to get a piece of it. Misses up high. 1-2 now to Howard Johnson. Johnson will be followed by the catcher, Marty Castillo. High chopper down the third baseline. It's fair. The long throw over and a good play by Pagliarulo. Howard Johnson has excellent speed.
Well, you can't outrun the baseball. Here's Pagliarulo fighting the sun a little bit. Sets himself. Makes a good, strong throw. Carries well to Don Mattingly.
Good play by Mike Pagliarulo at third base, and he has done a wonderful job since coming up from Columbus. Marty Castillo steps in, and the first pitch is down low. Castillo this afternoon has struck out and flied out to the second baseman. Lemon is still down at second base with 2 down. That's down low. Castillo can catch for you. He can play the infield for you. Shot. Oh, good play by Pagliarulo again, and up with it and over to Mattingly. How do you like that? I mean, to tell you, 2 back-to-back plays, the best I've seen in the major leagues by the youngster Mike Pagliarulo. And the Tigers do not score here in the top of the 6th inning, and that's the end of 5 1/2. It's the Yankees 9 and the Tigers 1.
You see, the Islanders and the Nets began their championship pursuit. The answer is not trivial. It's Sportschannel, where in October you'll find the Isles and the Nets making their season debuts. And the premieres of such exciting series as Sports Probe and NBA Weekly. Championship Pursuit, played in October and played only on Sportschannel. Well, Bobby, there we see the batting race. Mattingly at 342.2 and Dave Winfield at 341.1. If Winfield gets a base hit here, he might take over the leadership.
Yeah, he possibly could take over that 1,000th base percentage point. You can't have it any closer than that. Sparky Anderson has summoned another pitcher into the ball game. Radio Lopez will take over, a right-hander. This is the 4th pitching change made by the Tigers this afternoon. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. So Winfield batting 341.6. Winfield has reached base on a fielder's choice. He has walked and had a base hit, infield hit, his last time up.
This might be the biggest at-bat in Winfield's career.
I agree with you. This will tell a lot, this at-bat. Lopez's first pitch is foul, backing off, out of play, and Winfield had a good swing at it.
Well, I think he can look for number 1. Lopez doesn't try to trick him too often. 3 out every 4 pitches will be a fastball.
Well, the one thing about it is that Winfield, he can't sit back. He's got to be aggressive. There's Senior Smoke.
He's shaking off, but all he's got is that fastball.
Well, he's got a screwball, but line drive into center field. Lemon coming on, and he gets it. Holy Toledo. I mean, Winfield nailed that pitch, but Lemon, with that great speed, ran that line drive down.
Well, you can't hit that ball any harder than that. And Winfield obviously disappointed.
Man. Well, anyway, possibly Mattingly and Winfield will have another shot to get up in the ball game. Don Baylor 2 for 3 this afternoon with a couple of doubles and 4 RBIs.
That might do it, though, Bobby.
What
even
is it
if
now?
Dave, he's a couple points under, but even if he went 2 for 5, I don't think that would. Mattingly has 3 base hits. Of course, let's see, 3 for 5, 2 for 5 would be close.
Yeah, since Winfield came in leading.
Yeah.
Mattingly.
Yep.
It's too close to call right now. There's Winfield's batting average, 3.409.
And Mattingly's 342.2, so he's got a 2-point bulge on it.
Well, ever how it turns out, both of them has had a great year this year, and I know that batting title is something that you'll covet the rest of your life. And check swing and a little tapper down the third baseline. Lopez going to have to hurry, throws it wide, past Garbey at first base, and even all the fans jumping out of the stands down there couldn't get a hold of that baseball, and that'll be an error on Lopez, and Baylor will go to second base. Be a base hit and an error, right? Check swing, base hit down the third baseline, then an error on Lopez.
Well, that's a good way to get a base hit. Lopez here, he can only pick up the ball barehanded, throws it off balance, falling away from first base and throws it away, and Baylor goes on to second base.
Well, with one down and Baylor at second base, Brian Dayett will step in with his, well, for his first time at bat this afternoon. He replaced Griffey in the outfield last inning and hits a high fly ball to left field. Nelson Simmons running under it with his glasses down, and he started back. He came in a few steps, made the catch. There's two down now. Baylor remains at second. The switch hitter, Butch Weiniger, he'll step in and bat from the left side against Lopez. And he swings at the first pitch and lifts it into center field. This should be an easy play for Lemon. And it is. The Yankees no runs on one hit. There was an error and one man left on at the end of 6. The Yankees 9 and the Tigers 1.
This is Toby Hara. There's Hudler. And he'll play second base, Bobby.
Doug Baker will lead it off here in the top of the 7th inning. Baker playing shortstop today for the Tigers. At the end of this ball game, the Tigers will take off for Kansas City and prepare themselves for the American League Championship Series in Kansas City starting on Tuesday. Baker swings at the first pitch and lines it to Omar Marino. Marino had him played just perfect. And you're going to be going to Kansas City too, right, Bill?
We're going to do the games for CBS Radio, Bobby, with Kurt Gowdy, and that should be fun. Should be a pretty good series. Nobody knows what's going to happen with these two teams. I understand that the Tigers have beaten Kansas City 6 times this year at home, but Kansas City turned their season around. I think it'll be a little bit different in the opener there.
Well, as Rusty Kuntz steps in, I'll tell you what, Lance Perry said that if he had his druthers, he would have rather played Minnesota than Kansas City. He was a little worried about Kansas City.
Well, Dick Hauser really has them playing good baseball. They withstood, well, they overtook Minnesota and stayed there and have a good mixture.
Ground ball down the third baseline. This time, Palirulo couldn't come up with it. And Kuntz around first base. He'll have a stand-up double as Dayett throws the ball back in to the infield. Well, Mike, you can't make every play down there.
Well, Palirulo cheats just a bit to his left at third base. That's why he could get over in the hole and dive and make those catches. But when you cheat one way, you give up something the other.
Well, I don't think that they expected Rusty Kuntz to be pulling that ball too much. He's normally a straightaway hitter, you know. And
a lot of people feel, too, Bobby, that you hit more balls hit to the third baseman's left than to the right. I don't know.
Yeah, Barbaro Garbey takes the first pitch for a strike. Garbey is 1 for 3 this afternoon. And that's down low for a ball. It's 1-1. And this one slashed down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit. Kuntz around third. He's going to score. Garbey into second base. He'll hold up. That'll be the second hit by Garbey this afternoon and an RBI, number 52 on the year. So 2 doubles back-to-back here in the top of the 7th inning have produced a run for the Tigers. Now 9-2 Yankees. Nelson Simmons will step in. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. There's one down, one man on. We're in the top of the 7th inning. That's down low. 1-1 now. This kid looks strong. Even though the Tigers have put their team together with a lot of youngsters, Trammell, Whitaker, they still are coming up with some good-looking young players. Curveball hit the left field deep and high. Dayette on the warning track. He'll make the play. Carvey will have to hold at second base. Just a little bit more, and Nelson Simmons would have had himself a home run.
And he didn't swing hard at that ball, simply met it and turned his hands over. Of course, that would have been a home run at Tiger Stadium, but here, just a can of corn.
Lance Parrish, the designated hitter. He has struck out twice and flied out to left field. He is 0 for 3. And swings at a high fastball.
Well, Parrish wants to hit the ball out of here. We mentioned the other day when he got a 2-run home run to give him 98 runs batted in. He would certainly like to end the season with 100 runs batted in.
This might be his last at-bats, too. Curveball in there for a strike. Now Parrish in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Parrish leads the Tigers in the home run department with 33 and also the RBI department with 98. Curveball just misses. 1-2. Curveball check swing foul. Weiniger couldn't hold on to it. And that's foul back and out of play. Count remains 1-2 on Lance Parrish. Parrish does most of the catching for the Tigers. When they do want to give him a rest, they'll make him the designated hitter and let Marty Castillo catch, just as they're doing today. And the curveball is inside and low. 2-2 now to Parrish. Chet Lemon on deck. Slow curveball. It looks like it slipped out of Rasmussen's hand a little bit. He lost control of it. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Al Clark, the home plate umpire. Fastball and hit foul off the right side into the upper deck. Well, there's a pretty good crowd on hand here at Yankee Stadium for the last game of 1984, and they're here mainly because they want to see this batting race. And they're certainly getting a thrill this afternoon. Popped up on the right side. Can Mattingly drag it down? No, it's going to be way back in the stands.
Well, Mattingly broke out of the gate with 3 straight base hits, a single and 2 doubles. He's 3 for 4, and Winfield is 1 for 3. And he could be 2 for 3 when he hit the ball too hard to center field.
Yeah, he had a line drive his last time up. Winfield did, right at Chet Lemon. 3-2 on Parrish. Hits this one out into center field. This should be no problem for Marino. And he snags it. But the Tigers do pick up a run on a couple of base hits. There were no errors, and one man left on at the end of 6.5. It's now the Yankees 9 and the Tigers 2.
Well, it's been a wonderful season for baseball fanatics. The Yanks surge in the second half. The Cubs proved they could break the jinx, and the Padres are looking for their first ever pennant. Look ahead to the playoffs Thursday at 7:30 on Pennant Chase, only on Sports Channel. Got a new first baseman for the Bengals here in the 7th inning, Mike Laga, and also a new pitcher for the Tigers, Bill Scher. We've seen him before. And here's Bobby Murcer.
Mike Pagliarulo will step in against Bill Scher, the left-hander. Let's take a look a little bit ahead, because we know that Mattingly and Winfield are both going to get up once again. Right after this first pitch to Pagliarulo. And a little pop-up, infield pop-up, right to the shortstop. Baker has it. There's one down. Say, for instance, Mattingly goes 0 for 1. He'll be batting 3. Goes 0 for 1 of his next at bat, doesn't get a hit.
Yeah.
He'll be batting 3-4-1-6-2. And say, for instance, Winfield gets a hit. Winfield can win it with a 3.342.15 or 3.4215.
Yep.
So there's still going to be another chance. Andre Robertson steps in. Andre 1 for 2 this afternoon, scored a run.
The big thing here, Bobby, is Will Scher pitch the 8th inning, a left-hander. Pitch against Mattingly, a left-handed batter and a right-handed hitter, Winfield.
Well, let's see, we've had 3 different pitchers in the last 3 innings for the Tigers. Curveball misses inside. 1-2 now to Robertson. Vic Mata on deck. That's up high. 2-2 now to Robertson. Well, it's all going to come down to one at bat.
One at bat this whole season.
Everybody's had 600 at bats, and it comes down to 1 at bat. Can you believe that?
Maybe that's the way it should be, though.
I think it should be. A little ground ball to the third baseman, Johnson. He's up with it. Over to Laga, and there's 2 down.
Now, what happens? We didn't look. What happens if Mattingly gets a walk here?
Well,
he would stay at.
He would stay at 3-4-2-2. Okay.
And if Winfield went 1 for 1, Mattingly would win it.
By 2. Well, that's right. Now look at that. Winfield would be batting 3-4-2-1-5, and Mattingly 3-4-2-2.
All kinds of combinations.
You can't get it any closer than that. If Mattingly should get a base hit, he will close Winfield out. Unless they get up again, and it doesn't seem to be that way. Vic Mata will step in. He'll bat it for Omar Marino with 2 down, and the pitch is up high. What do you think about this kid in the outfield, Bill?
Mata, I think he's shown that he can play up here. I'm not sure that you'd want to play him every day, but I think he's shown that he can be a valuable part. He can play any of the 3 outfield positions. He throws the ball well, runs the ball down well, and he's not an out man.
Well, he's batting .319, 1 home run, and 6 RBIs. And he hits this one into right center. This is going to be trouble. Nobody's going to get it. And Mata's got himself another base hit. He's going to stretch it into a double and a stand-up double. So a 2-out double by Vic Mata into right center.
Let's watch it again. The Yankees are going to have to make a lot of decisions next year in spring training. A lot of these kids have shown that they can play up here. And here's Mata doubling into right center field. Nobody can get to the baseball.
Well, with Mata down to second base, Rex Hudler will step in, and he'll bat for his first time. And swings and misses at a fastball. That's it there for a call strike. Hudler kind of looked back at Clark like he didn't believe it. Sometimes the umpires will test a young player, and they.
Well, you don't want to look back at him, do you?
I know one thing. I was tested. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled off his right foot.
You look back and say, "What are you looking at?" You say, "Nothing." That's when they throw you out.
Ed Runge. He worked me over pretty good my first couple of times at the plate. And I didn't say anything to him. You're right. All I did was look at it.
Yeah.
And I went back to the dugout, and Ralph Huck said, Bobby says, don't ever look at Runge if you think he makes a bad call. The 0-2 pitch is up high. When I went to the plate the next time, he told the catcher, he says, just move out there as far as you want to on the outside part of the plate. I knew then I wasn't going to get a base hit.
You knew you were in trouble, right?
So I took my 3 strikes, and that was it. Never had any more problems. Trouble of it was the bases were loaded.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You called time and apologized to him.
2-2 to Hudler. 2 men down, and Vic Mott on at second base. Swing and a miss at a big breaking pitch from Shearer. And the Yankees are down here in the 7th inning. And at the end of 7, it's the Yankees 9 and the Tigers 2.
Reno stays in the ball game.
And we got a new pitcher, Bill, Mike Armstrong, replacing Vic Rasmussen, who went the first 7 innings, giving up 8 hits and 2 runs. Struck out 6 and walked 3. And we're going to have a rather exciting last half of the 8th inning, William.
Yes,
Hello.
Yes, we are, Mel.
Well, every inning is. Got Chet Lemon. This kiss is to everybody on Sportschannel. And to Don Mattingly, who is on the left-hand corner. He's going to be first up in the last 8, followed by Winfield, and this whole thing can turn around.
Lemon 2 for 3 takes a strike from Mike Armstrong. Yankees leading 9-2 after 7. Yankees 9 runs, 13 hits. They've played errorless baseball. The Detroit Tigers 2 runs on 8 base hits, and they've made 1 error. The Yankees trying to split this series.
Did you hear what I asked you a while ago?
No, I was
I know you
talking
did.
to Jimmy Hunter.
Because you gave me that general answer.
Well, what'd you say?
I said we're looking forward to an exciting last of the 8th inning because it could turn things around.
You're right. Yep. Here's Yogi and Tim Foley. Foley decided to stay in the ball game today.
Yeah. They let him rub up the ball.
1-2 on Lemon.
There's the only man I've ever known of, he's pointing now, that ever got thrown out of a ball game for the first pitch of the game because he ribbed the umpires for not being able to rub up the balls properly. They'd already had the lineup cards, and therefore they were in control of the game. He got the heave-ho.
That's foul off third. Lemon batting .287. He's had a good series and a good afternoon. Lemon is 2 for 3 this afternoon.
Earlier on, Don Carney gave us a shot from yesterday showing Foley walking out and pointing his finger in the umpire's face. I think it was Garcia.
Rich Garcia booted.
Even before the first pitch of the ball game been thrown. Rich is at third now today.
That's high, 2-2 on Lemon. Well, Mel, this is our last Sports Channel telecast of 1984, and it's been enjoyable.
It's been more than that, Bill. Outside of the wins, the losses, it's just wonderful working with a guy like you who's both knowledgeable and warm, cooperative.
Now, wait a minute, I'm not a Boy Scout now.
Did I misread that Sports Channel sign you got on?
Well, I tell you, every year you teach us something new up here in the booth, and all the years' experience you've had as a broadcaster throughout the country and as a Yankee broadcaster over the many years, you bring back names that we've heard about, but you make them live again, and I think that's so important to Yankee fans of all ages who listen to Yankee broadcasts.
I appreciate that, Bill. I know it comes from the heart, but I do want to add one thing. I did not start in with Cy Young. But I did meet him.
You did meet him.
Yeah.
It's 2-2 on Lemon. And it's still 2-2.
You know, one of the greatest things to me, loving baseball, not being able to play Major League Baseball, vicariously you do up here in the booth, as you know. When the Yankees started Old Timers days, and then all other clubs followed, but the very first one, boy, they had guys that played in 1901 and 2 and 3, you know, that you'd read about. And Cy Young was among them. Home Run Baker. I mean, Tris Speaker, Ty Cobb, you know.
You got some names.
I got everything with their autographs.
You got everything but their autographs?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Well, I was working on the field, you know, introducing them. And, I talked to them.
That's probably better than the autographs, though.
They said, who are you?
Andre Robertson back on the outfield grass for the first out here in the 8th inning.
No, but I'll never forget that. That is one of my greatest memories, because they were all the greatest stars, you know. And in 1939, I was at CBS. They sent me up to Cooperstown when they dedicated the Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. And you had the guys like Eddie Collins, and of course the Babe. You name them, they were here.
I remember the experience you told me about covering news at the White House. A lot of people don't realize, I think you did hard news at one point.
We had to do a little bit of everything, including the Philharmonic at Carnegie Hall in case when somebody was sick. Go do that. Go do that.
This is Scott Earl.
I did a show before I went in the Army, calling in CBS foreign correspondents, Ed Murrow, William L. Shire, Eric Severide. I never met them till I got out of the Army. They were all-time greats in the news field.
Popped up right field. Hudler calling. Mattingly gets out of the way, and the Yankee second baseman makes the second out as he makes a catch. 2 outs for the Tigers. And we'll get Howard Johnson.
Don Carney want to know, did I do George Washington crossing the Delaware? Yeah, but it was a revival.
You know, we have that every year down at Washington Crossing.
You do?
In Washington Crossing, Pennsylvania. Unless there's ice on the river, on the Delaware, or unless the river's a little bit too high.
Well, we could throw you across. You could wear out the jeans and...
Howard Johnson.
57 flavors. Hey, I'm looking ahead to this last of the 8th inning. It's just not even a full percentage point separating Mattingly
You know who acts
and Winfield.
George Washington Mel on that crossing?
Who?
Jack Kelly, the
old rowboat, the scholar from
former Olympian. Sure, his father won the
brother of the late Princess.
Yes,
Princess Grace.
People from all over the area go in and watch that.
Is that near the Schuylkill River?
No, it's on the Delaware, but it's right down the on the Pennsylvania side, maybe 5-10 miles down the river from Trenton, New Jersey. It's on Route 32 on the Pennsylvania side, Route 29 on the New Jersey side.
You know, George Washington had to be brave.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty good pitcher too, right? Throw that money across the Delaware.
Throw $50.
Deep to right. But Winfield, it will not carry. Winfield will make the catch easy in the corner, and that'll retire the side. After 7.5 innings of play, the Yankees 9, Tigers 2. Winfield and Mattingly are coming up.
Tiger changes as we come into the last half of the 8th inning. In center field, Rusty Kuntz. Dave Bergman is in right field.
That's Kuntz in center.
Yeah, that's, you already mentioned him. And behind the plate, we've got Lowry, Dwight Lowry, and on the mound, we've got Fernandez.
Guillermo.
Willie Hernandez, who had his streak broken, 32 saves in 32 opportunities. Holy cow, Scooter. Scootery. You got. Oh, no, that's an exclamation
Cora's
point.
fan club.
Yeah, that's an exclamation point. I thought it ended in a vowel, Bill. That's the Tri-State Cora Rizzuto. Cora is Bill's wife. Well, Don Mattingly. There's the Scooter.
He's sticking in a cigarillo.
A hand for Don Mattingly.
And he gets a standing ovation, Mel, from the fans here. He's provided a lot of thrills for these fans.
His first 3 times up, and he singled and then hit 2 doubles. He flied to center the last time. 3 for 4. Bill White.
And he takes a strike from Lee Hernandez. Mattingly, a base hit will, of course, assure him of the title. He's 2 for 3 in the game with a run batted in. He scored 2 runs. He scored 3 runs. 3 runs. 3 for 4. What did I say?
We all do that.
There's Dave Winfield, who's on deck next.
No, he's 3 for 4. You said 2 for 3.
Okay. That will be off the glove of the second base.
Well, the scorer's got a problem there, but I think he's a base hit.
With a bad hop.
Bad hop. Bad hop single. Base hit.
It's a base hit for Don Mattingly, and he'll win the batting title. That'll do it for him.
He's got the championship.
There's nothing Winfield can do now.
Did you see Doug Holmquist shake his hand?
Here's again. This ball takes a bad hop. And Earl cannot play it.
3-4, 3-3. That's the way he wound up, taken out to the second decimal point. 4 out of 5 for Mattingly. And here's Dave Winfield.
I don't think Dave can catch him with a base hit here, Mel. Obviously, he can't. Dave can end up at 342, and he takes a strike. So Mattingly is the new American League batting champion. Dave Winfield has fought all the way. I look back to the ball game in Baltimore where Winfield obviously had beaten out an infield hit. He was called out, and that ball, this might get back to that one scoring play there. And it's 2 strikes on Winfield.
It had been figured out before the game started, as we said, that for Mattingly to win on a basis of 4 at-bats, he'd have to get 1 more hit than Winfield. But this is the 5th at-bat.
And Mattingly's 4 for 5.
Right, 4 for 5.
2 strikes on Winfield. And the screwball misses, 1 and 2. Dave batting at 341. Of course, you cannot be unhappy batting 341 for the year. Of course, for Winfield, he's been around quite a while. The third base, he'll get the force at second. No chance for the double play. And Mattingly forced at second base, 5-4. Winfield now gets a hand, and so will Mattingly as he comes off.
The American League batting champion for 1984, Don Mattingly. An ovation. His teammates congratulate him, and he's going to take a bow. There he is. And Winfield takes his hand. Nice going, buddy. Tough fight, and you won. I think Dave thought he was going to get a runner.
Well, he is going to get a runner. Scott Bradley will run for Winfield.
Hey, give them both a hand. What a fight to the fans. And these fans are up applauding them both. Congratulations to 23-year-old Don Mattingly and to Dave Winfield. Winfield wound up with 340 and 4/10, and Mattingly with a 344.33. So let's just round it off to 344 to 340.
And Don Baylor pops it up, a chance for Lowry. Dwight Lowry, the catcher, and he plays this one perfectly for the second out. Got a new runner for Winfield now.
Yep.
That's Scott Bradley.
That's the first Yankee batting champion since Mickey Mantle who won it in 1956 when he won the Triple Crown.
Here's Brian Dayette, 0 for 1. He flied to left, and Hernandez gets the first pitch in. By the way, the Yankees are leading 9-2.
That's incidental. Except, I don't know how Boston's doing. The Yankees got a chance. Look at Mattingly. Boy, is he happy.
Earl will play at the second for the Force, and that'll retire the side. No run for the Yankees. Mattingly's base hit, and a man left on base. At the end of 8, the Yankees 9, the Tigers 2.
Final scoreboard in the American League. Playing the last of the 7th, Baltimore is leading the Red Sox 5-3. If they can hold on to that, and the Yankees maintain this lead, the Yankees will wind up with undisputed possession of 3rd place. Milwaukee leading Toronto 3-0 end of 5. Cleveland 7. Minnesota 4th end of 8. California, Texas scoreless end of 5. That's the American League. And right now back to Bill White.
All right, Mel, and Dwight Lowry leading off against Mike Armstrong. And that's Scott Bradley out in left field for the Yankees. And Brian Dayette moves from left field to right field. We also have a new first baseman, Tim Foley.
Rubbing up the baseball.
Foley's played every infield position, I believe, now by playing first this year for the Yankees. Here's big Dwight Lowry, 6'3". That's low. 2 balls and a strike on Lowry. Yankees 9, Tigers 2. Final game of the season here at Yankee Stadium for the Yankees. Three balls and a strike.
On the Sports Channel scoreboard National League, Montreal beat the Mets 5-4. Pittsburgh defeated Philadelphia 2-0 in one game. And in the second game, Pittsburgh beat the Phillies 7-2. Bill White.
Lifted to left field. Robertson going back. Now the left fielder Bradley takes charge. And there's one away.
And Atlanta defeated San Diego 4-3. And San Francisco is at Los Angeles on the West Coast, not underway. Yankees leading here 9-2 in the season finale, featuring the winning of the batting title by Don Mattingly, and it went right down, as we kept saying, to the wire. Went down to the 8th inning.
The last at-bat for both people, Doug Baker. Strike one.
.344 for Mattingly and .340 to round out the figures for Winfield.
Base hit for Baker. So Baker base hit. He's on at first base with one down.
There is a smash back through the middle, just by the outstretched glove of shortstop. Yankee shortstop Robertson. Andre Robertson. We're standing up looking down, and people behind us eating. Some of them getting autographs. Saying so long.
And this is Rusty Kuntz.
I just checked them all for Screen Actors Guild cards and actors cards. They're slowly leaving.
One out, one on. He went too far. 2 strikes on Rusty Kuntz.
Mike Armstrong trying to wind it up for New York. Came on in the 8th inning. Dennis Rasmussen, pitcher of record. 7 innings and 2 runs.
And he went too far.
Yes,
no doubt about it. 2 outs. First base umpire Mike Riley helping out Al Clark. Here it is again.
The ball came back right over the plate. Painted the outside corner as it hit the plate and tailed right on over the rest of it.
Oh, here's Mike Laga, the big first baseman. He had a good year at Evansville for the Tigers. They keep coming up with youngsters. And they've got a new crop now with Laga and Lowry, Scott Earl, Nelson Simmons.
They've all seen a lot of action since they've been brought up, too.
Yeah. Of course, the Yankee contingent of Rasmussen and Palirulo and Meacham, Dayette, Scott Bradley now, Joe Cowley.
And that's the way the first three places are represented here. Detroit first, Toronto second, and hopefully the Yankees undisputed possession third, possibility to tie with the Red Sox.
That's a good pitch. A ball and 2 strikes on Laga. Mike Armstrong will not be able to get a save here, but I think he's got to be happy with his season. Starting the season on the disabled list with a bad arm. They didn't know whether he'd be able to pitch again or not. And Armstrong has come on and really helped the Yankees here in the second half of the season. And the ball game is over and the season is over. What a way to end it. Armstrong strikes out Laga, and the Yankees win it by a score of 9-2. And as Mel said, Don Mattingly and Dave Winfield going down to their last at-bat. Mattingly getting a bad hop base hit and winning the American League batting title. And I think, Mel, the Yankees have, for the second half of the season, really entertained these fans and showed them some good baseball. So the final score once again, the Yankees 9 and the Tigers 2.
Well, at Yankee Stadium. At Yankee Stadium, the crowd is applauding the American League batting champion, Don Mattingly, and he's down on the field with Bobby Murcer. Take it away, Bobby.
Thank you, Mel Allen. The new American League batting champion, Don Mattingly. I'll tell you what a spectacular performance by you today with 4 hits. You came into the ball game behind Dave Winfield, but you came through today.
Well, Bobby, I've heard so much about, ending days when there's close like that and guys getting 4 hits. And I never thought it would happen, but I wanted to relax today. I wanted to swing the bat like I could. Haven't felt like I've been swinging the bat that well lately, and I just want to swing the bat well and take my chances from there.
Did you know the last at bat, if you had gone 0 for 1 and Winfield had gotten a base hit, that you would have lost it by, I don't know, just...
Yeah, well, they told me on the way up, or the inning before, actually, that if I got a hit, it was over, and if I didn't get a hit, and when he got a hit, I was going to lose it by 0.02 of a point or something, but I thought to myself right then, there's no way I can be a loser or Dave can be a loser in that situation, and it's just been a great thing, and I'm kind of glad it's over, and I just wish, I'd like to thank Dave Winfield. He pushed me all year long, and he's some kind of great player, and he's been a great person through the whole thing.
Well, a great season for both you and Dave Winfield. Anything this year that stands out in your mind, what turns you around? I know that you were struggling just a little bit before the All-Star break, and after the All-Star break, I mean, you just seemed to break out of the gates.
I don't know. I think making the All-Star team just gave me so much confidence, and I felt like I had some pride, and I wanted to come out the second half and not fold up. I wanted to have a good second half. I wanted to have a better second half than I had the first half. And then Dave just kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, and the chase was on, and it's just been a great feeling the whole year long.
What about the home runs and their RBIs for Don Mattingly tonight? I tell you what, did you surprise yourself that you could hit over the 23? You hit 23 home runs this year, drove in 109 runs.
Well, I always felt like I was going to hit 20 someday. I never thought I'd hit 20 this year, but it's just a great feeling. I've never hit home runs before, but I'm glad they're coming, and hopefully I can continue the things I've did this year into next year.
Well, listen, congratulations on a great year. You're a super guy, and we're looking for 1985 and Don Mattingly. I know this is not going to be your last batting title.
I hope not, Bobby. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to break for a commercial, and then we'll be right back.
An excited crowd of 30,062 at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees win the final game of the year from the Detroit Tigers by a score of 9-2. 9 runs, 14 hits, and no errors to 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error, giving the Yankees 51 wins against 29 losses, the best record in the major leagues since the All-Star game. The winning pitcher for New York was Dennis Rasmussen. He is 9-6, and the losing pitcher was Randy O'Neill, 2-1. And the champion of the American League in batting, you just saw it all, Don Mattingly, who got 3 hits who got, as a matter of fact, 4 hits and 5 times at bat. The Yankees could win undisputed possession of 3rd place. Baltimore is leading the Red Sox 5-3 in the 8th inning if they maintain that lead. Otherwise, they tie for it. So once again, the final score, the Yankees 9, Detroit 2. Coming up tonight at 6:30, take a trip to the track and join Harvey Pack as he recaps today's action from Belmont on Thoroughbred Action. And then at 7:30, it's Sports Medicine. Take a look into the controversial world of boxing with Shirley Fischler. And now, this is Mel Allen on behalf of Phil Rizzuto and Bill White and Bobby Murcer and Don Carney and Jimmy Hunter and all of our wonderful crew of Sports Channel, saying so long from Yankee Stadium, and thanks for looking and listening to Yankee Baseball on Sports Channel, the home of the home teams. So long, everybody.
Season. Mike Witt pitched the Angels to victory over the Texas Rangers by hurling only the 13th perfect game in Major League Baseball history. Mike Witt and the Angels, one of the big stories on the Sunday Sports Doings. Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Mees with Roger Twibell. And Roger, you'll be back with a whole recount of Mike play the second quarter to take a 7-6 lead.
Lucky baseball fans in Arlington, Texas on Sunday afternoon because they witnessed Mike Witt's perfect game, just the 13th perfect game in Major League Baseball history. The 6'7" right-hander allowed only 4 balls to be hit out of the infield, and there was not an above-average play made during the day. 1-0 the final score. Witt becomes the first pitcher since Len Barker in 1981 to pitch a perfect game. And let's see how it went. Bottom of the 8th, Angels lead 1-0. Witt was perfect through 7 2/3, and he fans George Wright looking for his 9th strikeout there. Now, bottom of the 9th, Witt will fan his first batter, Tommy Dunbar, his 10th K, now 1 out. Next up is Bobby Jones. And Jones grounds out to second baseman Rob Wilfaw. Short hopped it, got it to Grich at first, 2 outs. Texas last hope is Marv Foley, and he hits a ground ball to second. The Angels mobbed Witt after his perfect game, and he was surprised as anybody over his accomplishment on the last day of this baseball season.
Well, all I was going for today was 15. I wanted that really bad, but as the game went on, I knew I had a no-hitter. I didn't know about the perfect game until later, but that's a great feeling. I really don't know what to say right now. It's so soon afterwards. Maybe tomorrow it'll sink in or something.
What about the 9th inning? How'd you feel going out there?
Felt as nervous as my first big league game. Throwing that first pitch and getting that strike on him was just a big release right there, and then I just went on and get 3 guys out. It wasn't that easy, but that's what I did.
Well, I guess that'll bring Mike Witt back for another season, right? There you see what he did. 15-11 on the year, 246 innings pitched, 196 strikeouts. Mike Witt, a 3.47 earned run average. By the way, he went to 3 balls and just 1 batter. He threw just 94 pitches during this game. It was the 3rd no-hitter of the year. Morrison Palmer also with no-hitters. And so congratulations to, boy, big right-hander. Had a good fastball and a curveball working for him. A no-hitter for the California Angel right-hander Mike Witt.
Roger, I've heard of a salary drive, but that's ridiculous. Pitching a perfect game on the last day of the season. Congratulations again to Mike Witt. Meanwhile, the American League Eastern Division champion Detroit Tigers wrapped up their season. A meaningless game for them, but not meaningless for a couple of members of the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Don Mattingly and Dave Winfield battling it out for the American League batting championship. Last at bat for Mattingly, he's already gone 3 for 4, but if he makes it out and if Winfield winning on deck can get a hit, then Winfield would win the batting crown. Bottom of the 8th, Willie Hernandez on the mound. He's no chump out there. Mattingly strokes a bad hop single to right past Scotty Earl to go 4 for 5, sealing the batting title, finishing the year 343. The fans give him a standing ovation. Then Dave Winfield comes to the plate. Now, isn't this ironic? Winfield grounds into a 5-4 fielder's choice, erasing Mattingly. Winfield is on first with the fielder's choice. He ends up at 340. Not bad either. Taking a curtain call, Mattingly comes out to shake Winfield's hand, and Winfield does the gentlemanly thing. He says to Yogi, "Hey, yo, put in a pinch runner. I want to make an exit here with my buddy Don Mattingly, and let us both go out and tip our caps to the crowd. The 30,000 fans had to have goosebumps on this day because Yankee Stadium's so full of tradition anyway, and two great ball players there. Mattingly, the American League batting champion, 343, 4 for 5 on the last day. Winfield, runner-up at 340. Detroit moves on to Kansas City Tuesday, meanwhile, for the playoffs, so they weren't too sad either.
More baseball news, and it has to do
to the final at-bats facing Detroit Tiger relief ace Willie Hernandez. And it was Mattingly leading off the inning by going to the right side off this 1-1 pitch, and it goes off the glove of Scott Earl. Base hit, that was it, clinching the title for Don Mattingly. 4 for 5, what a clutch performance. Winfield went 1 for 4. After the game, Mattingly addressed the prospect of next year.
I'm basically going to come back next year and try to improve, try to get better, and try to do anything I can to help this ball club be a winner next year.
Negotiate a better contract?
Do I what?
Negotiate a better contract?
Well, I hope so. I feel like I deserve a little more money.
Yes, he does. Don was one of the bargains of the season, and the Yankees incidentally concluded by knocking off the Tigers 9-2. The other big moment yesterday on the final day of the regular season in Arlington, Texas, Mike Witt of the Angels throwing that 1-0 perfect game against the Texas Rangers. 13th in Major League history, first 9-inning perfection since Len Barker in '81. Witt struck out 10, a string of zeros. Here's how it concluded.
Bouncing ball to second, he's got to do it. A perfect game for Mike Witt. Mike Witt pitches a perfect game for California.
So Mike Witt with the perfect game yesterday. The Mets finishing up yesterday in Montreal, finishing at 90-72 by losing to the Expos 5-4 despite 2 home runs off the bat of Darryl Strawberry right here in the second, number 25 in the season, and Darryl did it again in the 4th inning. This number 26 finished with 97 RBIs in what is considered a disappointing season, but a reminder of what could have been had Darryl not gone into that August fade. Yesterday, a downer for both the Jets and the Giants. Jets looking to make it 4-1, have dropped to 3-2, beaten by the Patriots 28-21. Again, that Jet defense was picked apart, and the Patriots did a job on Mark Gastineau by virtue of double and triple teaming Gastineau, who was held in check. No sacks for Mark, and a key injury suffered early in the game, and this hurt linebacker Lance Mel sidelined with a sprained ankle. He'll be out 2 to 4 weeks. Still, the Jets able to hang in as Pat Ryan had another good one. Again, he hooked up with Wesley Walker. 2 touchdowns thrown by Ryan. He was 20 for 31. But the Patriots' second-year quarterback Tony Eason, despite a sprained foot, was superb, setting several club records. This made it 21-14 New England. Eason 28 for 42, 354 yards, made it 3 touchdown passes with this strike to Stanley Morgan. And I talked with Eason. Record with 3 safeties, losing to the Rams 33-12. Now the Giants got on the board only 9 seconds in when A.J. Jones of the Rams allowed the kickoff. Apparently we're having some tape difficulties. Are we going to recover it? Here it is, A.J. Jones. All right, allowing the kickoff to bounce, uncovered in the end zone. A no-no, Phil McConkey covering it up for a Giant touchdown. This was a gift, but the Giants returned the favor. It was L.A.'s Henry Ellard on a punt return, sweeping the distance 83 yards. He whips by punter Dave Jennings, who had a shot. This gave the Rams a 14-6 lead, and a rough one for Jennings, who did not have the protection. This one of the 2 Jennings punts blocked for safeties, both in the same quarter. And Phil Simms, who faced pressure throughout, was tackled in the end zone for this safety. The ruling Simms was within the grasp, which he disagreed with. And a game that saw the goalposts fall down following a Ram field goal. Repairs were needed. Giants were not pulling the old goalpost trick to try and get the game over at that point. It was that kind of day. Now all the Giants have to do is play 5-0 San Francisco next Monday night. Incidentally, John, tonight at 11, a look back at the big plays of the 1984 baseball season.
Roger Maris hit his 61st home run off.
Dave Winfield and Don Mattingly waged a battle for the American League batting championship. That base hit by Mattingly enabled him to go 4 for 5 to win the title with a 343 average. Winfield finished at 340. Both players walked off the field together after shaking hands, tipped their caps to the crowd in New York, and afterward, Don Mattingly remained a humble winner.
Somebody asked me about, the names of DiMaggio and Mantle and names like that. I don't even want to put myself in the same category. They did so many things over a long period of time, and I did it in 1 year or 1.5 years, and if I did something like this over a period of 10 years or 12 years, then I've got something to say. But right now, I feel like I don't belong on
don't want to mention my name in the same category.
Meanwhile, Seattle lefty Mark Langston striking out Vance Law of the Chicago White Sox here for strikeout number 199 on the season. That enables him to surpass Toronto's Dave Stieb for the American League strikeout title. Number 200 came one hitter later. Harold Baines goes down swinging. Langston became the first American League rookie since Herb Score to win the American League strikeout title.
Uberoff, and he said he would not interfere with negotiations concerning that umpire strike, but he feels an agreement is still possible by game time tomorrow. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Albert predictions for the playoffs. Yes, get a pencil and paper, Al. I like the Padres over the Cubs in 4. You're not taking this seriously. And the Tigers in a tough series, but taking the Royals in 5. Now, as expected, the Braves fired manager Joe Torre today. The feeling is he could end up with the Expos or the Giants. And a sad note tonight, the quiet man from Daretown, Ohio, Hall of Famer Walt Alston, died earlier today of complications from a heart problem. He was 72. Alston, manager of the Dodgers for 23 years, starting in Brooklyn in 1954, producing 7 pennants, 4 world championships. At Manhattan's Spectrum Art Gallery this evening, the Brooklyn Dodgers are featured in an exhibit. Among those on hand, Carl Erskine and Clem Labine, and they remember Walt Alston.
Walt was strong, but he's very quiet, and he didn't mince words. He was very straightforward. He took over a ball club of superstars when he was just a minor league manager, and he handled it.
He's going to be sorely missed, and I don't think anyone ever thought that a man who went to the plate once in his major league career could end up being a Hall of Fame manager, and he sure was that.
Former Dodger pitching stars Clem Labine and Carl Erskine. Well, the 1984 regular season concluded yesterday, concluding with that classic, A Perfect Game. And this a season of a host of memorable highlights, which are certainly worth another look.
Got him swinging, and he has his no-hitter. Rose driving the ball to right field. Extra base hit. There it is. And Pete Rose takes another big step toward baseball immortality.
And they are taking Lou Piniella out so that he can savor the greatest moment of all, the walk off the field and one last hurrah.
Slider grounded to third, and this might do it. The Mets are in first place. Here it is. There goes a runner. Hey, a line drive out the pitcher's game's over. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
The plate, we've got one going now. And there are some hot-tempered individuals out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The record. Dwight Gooden has set a new Major League record. There it goes. Home run number 500.
Cubs are the champion. The Cubs are the champion. The Cubs win.
That will be off the glove of the second base.
And Winfield takes his hand. Nice going, buddy.
2 balls a strike. Bouncing ball to second. He's going to do it. A perfect game. Mike Witt. Mike Witt pitches a perfect game.
So some pulsating moments this past baseball season. It was a terrific year. Monday Night Football, they're in the 3rd. Pittsburgh leads Cincinnati by the score of 24-10. That's the day in sports. Back to Chuck and Anna.
Very nice.